Israel has completed what it calls a retaliatory attack on Iran. The Israeli military says that they have concluded the mission, conducting targeted strikes on military targets in Iran. This comes after multiple explosions were heard over several hours in the Iranian capital and a nearby military base.
I can now confirm that we have concluded the Israeli response to Iran's attack against Israel. We conducted targeted and precise strikes on military targets in Iran, thwarting immediate threats to the state of Israel.
At least 6 loud explosions were heard on the outskirts of the Iranian capital, Tehran. Explosions were also heard in the nearby city of Barrage. Shortly after, a second wave of airstrikes was reported. Blasts were heard in the city of Shiraz. Iran's military has confirmed that the strikes targeted military bases in Ilam, Khuzestan, and Tehran provinces and caused limited damage. Explosions were also reported in Syrian capital Damascus. Media reports said Syrian air defenses intercepted missiles launched by Israel from the direction of the Israeli-occupied Syrian Golan Heights and the Lebanese territories. Sources also say in Iran that the country is prepared to give a proportional reaction to Israeli aggression. But Israel has warned Iran against fresh action. The Israeli military has said that the strikes have given it more freedom to operate in skies over Iran. The IDF added that it has struck Iran's missile manufacturing facilities and surface-to-air missile arrays. Iran has suspended all flights until further notice. As per Iranian media, the blasts were heard around the capital were due to the activation of the air defense system against an Israeli attack. But no fire or explosions have been reported at a main oil refinery near the capital. Israel's strikes were limited to military targets and did not include nuclear or oil installations. Earlier, Israeli military spokesperson Daniel Hagari had released a video statement confirming the strikes on Iran. He said that Iran and its proxies in the region have been attacking Israel since October 7th. Washington also called the targeted strikes in Iran an exercise of self-defense. National Security Council spokesperson Sean Savet said that the attack was a response to Iran's ballistic missile attack against Israel on October 1st. In fact, the White House was notified in advance before Israel launched the attack. However, the U.S. has stressed that it was not involved in the Israeli strikes. Adrian Calamel is a fellow at Arabian Peninsula Institute, terrorism and Middle Eastern scholar. He's now joining us live from New York. Mr. Calamel, thank you very much for making time for us and welcome. Israel says it has begun its precision strikes on Iran, but there are fears that if Iran decides to retaliate, which Israel has warned not to, then the conflict could escalate further, and when it does, it will be hard to control or end it. Your reaction?
Great question. Thank you for having me. I think we really hope that the Islamic Republic of Iran has finally gotten the message. When Israel responded to the first rocket barrage, they took out one S-300 system that was protecting a nuclear facility. This time, as you alluded to, they took out multiple S-300 systems, which are their air defense systems. They also took out the drone and ballistic missile factories that are sending those, also not wreaking just havoc in the region and being used by the proxies in the region, but also being used and shipped to Russia to be used in the war up there. So the big question is that did the Islamic Republic get the message? Are they going to stop and go back to, let's be honest here, the Islamic Republic does not want a direct confrontation with Israel in a what you would call a natural type of battle. The damage that has been inflicted to their defense systems right now leaves them blind. They also don't have an air force. They want to fight war by proxy. And this direct assaults attacks from Iranian soil is really it had been unseen until now, and it's really for the Islamic Republic. It's playing with fire. It's playing with fire. So I hope it scales back.
All right, Mr. Carmel, are the ceasefire talks just a facade? Because they began yesterday, and now there's a possibility of them being halted again. What's the problem here?
Great question, Eric. And I think the problem really rests with the ceasefire talks. They are going through Qatar, but I think we have to remember that the Islamic Republic and Ali Khamenei have a big say in what is done, what's agreed to, what's not agreed to, the type of pressure that they apply in Israel, what's acceptable, what type of leverage they can get out of Israel in any type of peace agreements or peace deals. Peace deals with terror organizations such as Hamas generally means it's a hold, regroup, ceasefire, regroup, reorganize, and then come fight another day, whether it's next month, next year, 10 years from now.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. I've been talking to Mr. Adrian Calomel. He's a fellow at Arabian Peninsula Institute, terrorism and Middle Eastern scholar. Mr. Calomel, thank you for making time for us and talking to us today.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Eric.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.